So you have exposed your narcissistic wife and you're still living under the same roof together, and now you're thinking, how do I undo this damage? Because the environment is now so hostile that you did not really see this coming, right? Welcome back to my channel, everybody. I am Coach Lily Alabonte. I am a narcissistic abuse recovery coach for men, and in this video, this is exactly what we're going to be talking about: how to undo the damage when you expose her and you're still under the same roof. Because I understand that now the psychological abuse is 2.0, and you again didn't see this coming. And if you're somebody that is returning to my channel, you know I always advise to never expose them, because this is not going to create any good. Okay, all this is going to do, it's going to intensify the abuse so much, the hostility, the manipulation, the anger, the rage, because again, she needs to save face. So number one thing you need to understand is, why is this happening? You have exposed her. She knows that you know. So now every time she's in your presence, she has to completely destroy you, because you are now a reminder of who she is. So understand the reasoning behind this. When you're still under the same roof, you're putting yourself in a lot of risk. And before I continue this, of course, remember that you can schedule your one-on-one session with me. The link is in my bio, and let's go ahead and dive into it. So like I already said, number one, you need to understand why this is happening. So you have basically just cornered her and activated all of that trauma. Okay, this little angry child that doesn't have a sense of self, that doesn't understand who they are, that doesn't understand love, that doesn't have any empathy, but has a lot of anger. And again, they have so much shame deep down, because they don't really know who they are, but they have this narrative that they have worked so hard on, and now you're exposing it. You're basically breaking down something that they have worked so hard to create, this perfect image. And now they have to punish you, because basically their entire world is crumbling. So why are they so hostile to you now when you're under the same roof? Because every time that she sees you, you are a reminder of who she really is. She knows that you know, so she can't stand it, so she has to punish you. But what have you done? You have basically triggered this narcissistic injury of this little toddler, and now she doesn't know what to do. So you might see her play the victim, okay, try to get sympathy from other people, try to maybe love bomb you. She's doing everything to get it out of your head that she's a narcissist. She may try everything possible to get you to think differently, to reverse this damage that she has created, but it's not working, because you see things clearly now. So then very, very quickly, you're going to see this escalate to very extreme rage, and her potentially calling the police on you, completely destroying your reputation. So now that you understand where this reaction is coming from a little bit more, let's talk about what can you do to actually de-escalate the situation. I understand that the tension in your house is unbearable right now, and it is so hard to be under the same roof, in the same room with her. And obviously she won't leave you alone, right? She's probably always in your presence, and you have to keep yourself safe. And I'm talking about your physical safety, okay? Do not get in trouble, because she's going to be provoking. You want to minimize the contact as much as you can. You want to minimize being in the same room with her as much as you can. Stop feeding her narrative. This is your priority, because what does she want to do? She wants you to agree to her narrative. She wants you to basically take everything back and believe her again. This is not going to happen. Understand that the more you engage with her, the more reactive abuse you're most likely going to experience. So the more you're going to fuel her ability to twist the story around, right? And point the finger at you. Understand, you need to avoid defending yourself. You just need to focus on not engaging at all. And you can start gray rocking her. Again, the gray rock method is so that you can be as unemotionally involved in the situation as possible, because even though your brain may understand what to do, your reactive abuse is going to be there, okay? Because this woman can probably trigger you within seconds, where she whispers something in your ear, or says something, or just stands over you and yells at you, and you will react. And then she's going to point the finger at you, and then she's going to make you the problem. And then maybe she will suggest couples therapy, so that you guys can go together. And what is she going to do? She's going to trigger you there, so that now the therapist is going to be convinced that you must be the problem, and then she's going to get her way. So the whole goal for the gray rocking method is so that you don't give her more ammunition to trigger you, okay, while you're still under the same roof. Next one here, understand that while she's going to be smearing you, right, smearing your reputation, destroying you in every way possible, calling you an abuser, a drug addict, whatever other stories she might be making up, saying that you're very unsafe, saying that she's been afraid of you for years, saying that you're unsafe for the family, everything that she's going to be making up, understand that you need to control the narrative, but you cannot react emotionally. So what's the best way to do this? You need to stay calm, you need to stay consistent, and you need to stick to the facts. So, and if your friends and family come and start asking questions because she's going to be creating these stories, just say that you guys have been having problems for a long time, and you don't really see a solution here, and At the end of the day, it is nobody's business. It is not up to them to tell you what to do. So also please ignore all unsolicited advice, period. Next here, while you're still under the same roof, you need to document everything. And please keep an audio recorder or a video recorder, your phone on you at all time, because again, when she's going to try to trigger you, you need to have some sort of evidence if it escalates in the moment. So please document everything, okay? Any threats, any false allegations, any financial abuse, you need to have a good documentation of everything, because this is all going to come in handy when you actually move out and when the real battle begins. You're going to war, okay? So don't go to the opposite army's general and give them the guidebook to how to break you down. Always remember that she thrives in your emotional reactions. So if you simply gray rock, and I know it's going to be really hard because again, you understand, but it's the triggers. So what you got to do, you just got to breathe into it and you got to leave the room, okay? That's all you can do. Leave the room, leave the apartment, leave the house. Go get a hotel room if needed, but understand that if it becomes unsafe, don't put yourself in that position, because this is exactly what she's trying to do. She's trying to prove to herself that you're the problem. The less emotional reactions you give this woman, the less control she has over you. And last but not least, you need to focus on your mental and physical health. Go to the gym, go meditate, go do breath work, do everything possible to minimize the time that you're spending under the same roof together. And I know that can be very hard for some of you. Find an outlet, find a support group, find friends and family that understand you, that are not on her side. Do not be afraid to speak up about this, because you are a victim of abuse here. And understand that if things escalate too far, if the threats get too crazy, if the hostility gets too much, you need to move out. You need to get a lawyer, you need to discuss a temporary custody plan, and you need to get the hell out from under the same roof. It doesn't matter, your safety comes first. And I see too many cases where false allegations are made, where the guy gets arrested, where there's a restraining order placed on him. This is their best ammunition to say that you're unsafe, to portray you as this crazy abusive man, and that is why this marriage is ending, because this is the easiest thing for her to point the finger at. And also obviously parental alienation, to punish you by weaponizing your children, by alienating you from them. Many of my clients are staying under the same roof after exposing the narcissist, because they're saying that the hostility has increased so much and that they don't want for the kids to suffer. They don't want to leave the kids alone with her. Understand that a temporary custody plan will be discussed, will be in place while you guys are going through the separation and then divorce. And your kids are going to be fine because they're also on their own journey. If you guys need more help navigating this, you can always schedule your one-on-one session with me. The link is in my bio. And next week, I have my podcast coming up for the victims of narcissistic abuse. So stay tuned for that. And I'm wishing you guys everything that you need as you're going through this. Subscribe to the channel, like the video if this was helpful, and I'll see you all soon.